Back in August of 2015, BuzzFeed made a video called 24 Questions Black People Have for White People. It's every bit as dumb as you'd expect, but it's actually not the video we're going to look at today. Today we're going to look at a video called 20 Questions Black People Have for White People that BuzzFeed didn't ask. So, we're about to watch a video about questions so stupid even BuzzFeed wouldn't ask them.
Be honest. You hate black people, don't you?
I don't hate black people any more than I hate any other race of people. As far as I'm concerned, the entire human race has been spinning its wheels in the mud for a long time. But let's say I did hate black people. Would you really want to know? Or would you just browbeat me for being a racist? I'll be honest with you, if I hate anything about black culture, it's that it's such a victim culture, almost a victim cult. Our Lady of perpetual victimization. Every unfairness that exists in your lives is the fault of white people or society stacked against you. You might as well just tattoo "it's because I'm black, isn't it?" to your fucking foreheads.
White people, do you know what gentrification is doing to black neighborhoods? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, it's making them look nicer and fixing the economic slumps created by the high crime and poverty rate in the black community. I know, it displaces lower income residents. Well, let's see. What would I rather have? A slum filled with thugs who would probably shoot me as soon as look at me, or shops, cafes, restaurants, hotels, and apartments? What a tough fucking choice.
Why is being a former drug dealer a bad thing, but being a former slave owner totally okay in white America?
I hate to answer a question with a question, but you know everybody who owned slaves in America is long fucking dead, right? There are no former slave owners wandering around in our midst. Also, I'm white, and I don't give a fuck if you're a former drug dealer. I don't even give a fuck if you're a current drug dealer. In fact, if you're a current drug dealer, I'm happy to see you.
Do you honestly think the structure of America is not based on racism?
I do not think the structure of America is based on racism. If it were, there would be no black four-star generals, no black Secretary of States, no black president, no black Supreme Court justices, no major black entertainers, no black scientists. I think that it has been well and truly proven that black people are not limited from accomplishing any dream in America. There is no height to which black people cannot rise. The system is not built to keep them down. If it were, it's not doing a very good job. Does racism against blacks still exist in society? Of course it does. But our society is not based on racism.
Do you really think you discovered America? Do you really think it's yours?
I don't think I discovered it, nor do I think it's mine. It actually belongs to the government. You know, the people with all the tanks and guns and soldiers and shit. I'm pretty sure they've got this fucker locked down.
When I'm upset, I'm an angry black man.
Or black woman.
But when you're upset, you're just upset. Aren't you an angry white man?
Well, I am, technically, yes.
Why isn't racism illegal?
Well, you'd better thank your lucky stars it isn't, or all of you would be locked up. But to answer your question, racism is not illegal because the First Amendment to the Constitution guarantees the right to freedom of speech. Even if I may not like what a racist has to say, I believe in his or her right to say it. Even if someone were calling for death to LGBT people or death to atheists, I would still defend their right to freedom of speech, even though I'm a bisexual atheist. Ideas should be allowed to compete in an open marketplace. No ideas should be censored. No point of view should be punished.
Why is gaining the black vote so important, but mass incarceration against black people isn't?
Why did black people overwhelmingly support Hillary Clinton, who doesn't give a shit about mass incarceration? Why did they snub Bernie Sanders, who actually wanted to address the problems with our private prison system? Why did your community fail to make their voices heard on this issue?
Why are all of y'all afraid of black people? I don't want your purse. I just want the same pay rate.
We're probably afraid of black people because they're statistically more likely to commit crimes like theft. For instance, in 2011, 35,443 white people were arrested for robbery, whereas 45,827 black people were arrested for robbery. This is despite the fact that blacks make up only 12% of the population. Now, personally, I believe in treating people as individuals, not racial identities. But I don't think it's hard to see why some white people get nervous around black people.
What are you going to do about systematic racism?
I have spoken out against the racist aspects of our criminal justice system, and I personally would not discriminate against black people. Beyond that, I have no intention of doing anything about it. First of all, I think the problem has been exaggerated. Second of all, it's not my problem in the first place. What are you gonna do to end discrimination against atheists? Right, you ain't gonna do shit because it's not your problem and you don't give a shit.
Why must you own all the media outlets? I mean, could we at least have BET back?
This may come as a shock to you, but I actually don't own any media outlets. I'm one of the few white people that doesn't own a media outlet.
Why does every race qualify for reparations except black people?
The only group of people I can ever remember receiving reparations in American history were the Japanese. And the reparations were given to people who had actually been directly affected by the internment camps. There is no black person alive today who was ever a slave, so I'd have to ask you, reparations for what?
A long time ago, really not that long ago, you guys prevented black people from learning how to read and write. But why did you let them keep the Bible?
Because we were a bunch of Christian faggots back in the day. The real question is, why did we let them keep a book they couldn't read anyway? Here's the funny thing, we don't prevent black people from learning to read anymore. And most still don't bother. At least a lot don't. For example, 47% of adults in Detroit, Michigan are functionally illiterate. The city is 82% black. White people didn't go around slapping books out of their hands. They just didn't give a fuck about reading.
White people, historically, you've never liked black people. But why have you always accepted black people's money?
That's a dumb question. This is a capitalist country. We're all about money. Most of us don't give a fuck if the motherfucker giving it to us is fucking purple.
What does colonization mean to you?
Colonization is an ongoing process by which a central system of power dominates the surrounding land and its components. The term is derived from the Latin word colere, which means to inhabit. That's the actual definition. What it means to me is beyond irrelevant.
You do know crack and cocaine are both drugs, right? Can you find out why Bill Clinton thinks one should carry a harsher sentence than the other?
Sure, I guess. I mean, why not? Next time I'm at one of Bill Clinton's secret Bohemian Grove sex parties, I'll be sure to ask him about that.
Now this one is for Flint. When are you gonna arrest Governor Snyder?
So when we talk about slavery, why are you uncomfortable? It's part of American history.
I'm not the least bit uncomfortable. We can talk about slavery all you want.
Why do you want to adopt the fun part of black culture, but not the true lifestyle of black Americans?
What exactly is the true lifestyle of black Americans? Don't they all have different lifestyles? Surely all black people don't lead identical lives. I adopt whatever I think is cool and I reject whatever I dislike and think is lame. That's the closest thing you'll get to an answer from me with such a meaningless, non-specific question.
I gotta know, why do you wear shorts in the wintertime?
Because I don't give a fuck. Sponsored by the Black Business School. Here's an idea, black people. If you want to succeed in business, go to a real business school, not this pile of shit. White people don't attend white business school. You know why? Because there's no such thing as white business and black business. There's just business. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out. You enjoy my videos, subscribe to my fucking channel.